Hello, it's T, and I'm so happy to be here with you today, continuing our conversation. I'm not even sure what number this is in the series, and it doesn't even matter. The series of conversations about joy and conditioning. So, before we get into anything today, let's take a few deep breaths together. And send something we don't need away, maybe down through your feet or your pelvis. Another one. And this time, on your next inhale, inhale as if it's literally your heart inhaling. And then open your heart to exhale. Great. And now just soften your shoulders. Maybe do some neck rolls, whatever feels good for you. To just refresh a little bit, open a teeny bit, so that we can consider maybe a new possibility, a new perspective. And so, where we left off, I had been talking about connecting more deeply with ourselves. And I think I definitely got a little bit ahead of myself, and that's okay. That's okay. This is not a rigid path. This is not all codified and systemized. This is abundance, and this is expansiveness, and this is really about your heart. Every single one of us is unique. And yes, we have a lot of really neat commonalities, and we are all connected. There is a lot more actually that connects us than that separates us. But in these beautiful physical things called our bodies, we are each showing up in a unique way. We are each unique. There's a lot that goes into making us unique. And part of what is showing up as things that make us unique are conditioned patterns that we have, that some of them we may be aware of, most of them we are probably not aware of. If you've done personal development work, you've probably uncovered a few of these and worked through them and what have you, and that's wonderful. And we don't have to necessarily work and strive and effort to uncover some of these and become aware. What it really takes is an openness and a willingness. See, we've erected so many barriers, and not from a blame standpoint, we have erected these barriers. There are so many barriers to our heart and what is really our truth and our purpose and our soul and our spirit. There's a lot that we've layered up, and it's come from lots of different places. And sometimes in our lives, it can be whatever circumstance is that really weighs us down and really has us feeling very heavy and stuck. Or depending again, on your energy, you could be stuck but not feeling heavy and just frozen stuck. You could be swirling stuck, just like there and back and there and back, and I go here and I go there, and I can't seem to break out of this like kind of whirlpool kind of swirling pattern. And there are things that keep us there, and there are habits that we have that keep us there. And sometimes it can be going for a walk and asking a question and being open to an answer that comes. And sometimes it can be having a conversation with a friend where they say something and you're like, wait a minute, I never thought of it that way. Oh my gosh. And just worlds open up for you. There are all different possibilities and ways that we can come into a greater connection with our heart and it's an overused term, but really our authentic selves, our heart, what is really, really true, unchanging and true for us. And you may know, probably you've heard of the trilogy, The Lord of the Rings, right? The books, as well as there are 3 movies, The Lord of the Rings. And I'm just gonna make a little confession here. I have not read the books. I do plan to. I've read some cliff notes, but I have seen each of those movies. Oh my goodness. And it's not an exaggeration. I've seen each one of those 3 movies 20 times. I am obviously an aficionado. There's like a big Lord of the Rings enthusiast. But what I will share with you, in case it's not your thing, you don't know the story, there is this ring, this ultimate ring of power. And one of it's lost. The Lord who made it in order to dominate everyone, he lost it. And one of the lines in the movie that really just haunts me, and it's something that I just keep coming back to, is the ring wants to be found. The ring is seeking its master. It has a will of its own and it wants to be found. And of course, the owner is looking for it too. So there's this whole journey. It wants to be found and he wants to find it. That's where the analogy, I'm just going to break with it. But the analogy is, that's our joy. That's our heart. Our joy wants to be found. Our joy wants to be uncovered. Our own specific heart, truth, joy wants to be found, wants to be uncovered. And so it's a journey to peel off layers, and we catch glimpses of it, right? You've had a glimpse where it's just like everything seems so aligned, and maybe it's like on a special occasion, and maybe it's a marriage, or maybe it's a graduation, or maybe it's a birthday and everybody that you wanted to be there was there. There's these glimpses that we have of like, oh, just this alignment. It just feels so right. I feel so alive. Well, that's our joy. And that's actually our true nature. And it wants to be found. This is all such good news, right? So it's something that it's hard to keep sight of when we're swirling and when we feel so heavy, unless you take that as a sign and you take that as, okay, this feels really heavy. I'm really, really stuck. So I must be a little bit, away from my heart. My heart can't be sending me this heaviness, can't have me in this swirl. So what is the way to connect through to my heart? And that's what I wanted to illuminate for us here today, is not that heaviness is a necessary evil or we're being punished or we're on trial, but it's a barrier and it's layered most likely. And it's this conditioning that we have in place. And it's like a barricade, like an obstacle course to get through to our true nature, to our heart, to our joy. And that's what I want to leave you with today. So I look forward to continuing the conversation. We're definitely not done. At least one more in this specific series about joy versus conditioning. So until then, be well. Bye for now.